So, coming from CNBC, SpaceX market cap tops $2 trillion after shares of Elon Musk's rocket company gain 25% on debut. So, in fact, the SpaceX stock has popped by a pretty decent degree on its first day of trading. We've got a little bit longer on the first day of trading, but I want to actually get this video up by 4 o'clock, and it's probably not going to go down too much from here, at least today. So this is what I talk about. I've been talking a lot about, figuring out the stock price when a company has gone to IPO. So the idea is you want investors to be excited. You want that FOMO, that fear of missing out. So you want there to be some type of a pop. So if somebody gets in there early, they want to basically guarantee a return, guarantee a profit, and so you want to give it to them so it's pretty exciting, right? On the other hand, you don't want to leave too much money on the table. Basically, if the pop is too big, that means you could have charged more for that equity, and if you had charged more for the equity, you would then get more investment money to be able to build your business. So that's where they try to figure out what the sweet spot is, what the Goldilocks zone is for the price for an IPO. Give your investors a little bit of a pop, but basically not too much. I'll admit, holy shit, Jesus Christ, this world we live in, this is insane. So at this point, SpaceX with a 25% drop. It actually was a 30% pop earlier in the day, but if we take a look at this now, it is now a $2.23 trillion company. Remember when Eli, the computer guy, was laughing over the idea of it being a $2 trillion company? Well, yeah, apparently as of this moment right now, it's a $2.23 trillion company, which is dumb. Let's just call it what it is. It's dumb, but it is true. As a very old white man once told me, Eli, I'm not telling you this is a good system. Eli, I'm telling you this is a system that we have. So yeah, I'm not saying this is a good system for an IPO or whatever else, but it is apparently what's on the table, and it will be curious to see where this goes from here, because none of this makes sense per classic. If you go back to the classical ideas, what is the value of something? A lot of what Elon Musk does just doesn't make sense. Like we take a look at Tesla. Like we take a look at Tesla stock, right? So Tesla currently has a market cap of $1.26 trillion. It has a price tag right now of $401 per share. But what you'll notice is the price to earnings ratio is 366. 300. So back in the day, well, when I was learning about stocks and all that, in the 90s, they were like, look for a P/E ratio of about 20. If it's over 20, basically you expect a lot of growth, and if it's under 20, you basically expect it to stagnate, so you want a nice dividend. So the idea of the P/E ratio is under 20, you want a value stock that's going to give you a dividend. If the P/E ratio is over 20, you're looking for a growth stock. Basically, the next Amazon when Amazon wasn't Amazon, right? That's the kind of idea that was going on. And so you look at Tesla right now. 20 was the old concept. They are at 366. And basically, I don't know what kind of company. Even Elon Musk doesn't know what kind of company Tesla is at this point in time. It's not a car company. It's not it's not an energy company or whatever else. Apparently, it's like an AI company. Although, to be clear, it rented some of its AI from XAI, which is its own weird thing. Anyway, you look. It basically, you got an old school manufacturing company with maybe AI suction cup to the side of it, and you have a P/E ratio of 366. Now I know Eli, yeah, but you're comparing, P/E ratios of 20. That's like Ford, or that's like GM or IBM or something like that. I mean, modern technology companies, they have higher P/E ratios. Yeah, but here's the thing. Like Nvidia, still the most valuable company in the world for like 3 seconds until SpaceX takes it over. Nvidia has a market cap of $4.96 trillion, and their P/E ratio is 31. 31. So just think about this for a second. Literally, the actual most valuable company in the world, the company that actually has products that everybody really is clamoring for, right? And they have a P/E ratio that is less than a 10th. It's like 11th. Or 12th. It's a 12th of what Tesla is. And I think that's the interesting thing we get to with the whole Elon Musk world is whatever people are investing in when they invest in Elon Musk companies, I don't think it has a lot to do with P/E ratios. And we will be curious to see how far this goes. It's been interesting, right? I'm almost 50. I'm spitting distance to 50. So it's interesting how money and finance and all this kind of stuff, the mentality of it has changed a lot over time, right? Because back in the day, the idea was dividends, right? You invest in stock, and then out of the profit that corporation makes, you get your little fraction of that profit, and that's basically how things work, right? You are an owner of the company, ergo you deserve a percentage of the profit, right? As time goes by, we get this idea of growth companies, right? The Amazons of the world, that type of thing. We're not going to focus on profit. We're not going to focus on dividend. We're going to focus on growing to take over the market, and we'll deal with dividend later, right? So that was value, was dividend, and then growth was those types of companies. But I think the interesting thing that's happened, especially over about the past 10, 15 years, ever since the Great Recession, is people have been disconnecting like the idea of like what is the value of a thing. You think about this like with Bitcoin, right? Yeah, cryptocurrencies have taken off. There are a lot of these like alternate currency things that aren't connected to really anything at the end of the day, but the value has gone through the roof, right? Bitcoin was at $120,000 a coin. And now it's like at $60,000 a coin. Why? Who knows? Just because people have changed their idea of what the value of that thing is. And I do wonder if like Elon Musk companies kind of reside in that weird world where people are buying into a concept. They're not really buying into dividends or anything else. As we've talked about many times before, you think about SpaceX, you think about launching crap into space. The actual business of launching crap into space has the revenue of OnlyFans. Like serious, I'm not bullshitting that. Like if you look at OnlyFans revenue and you look at the SpaceX's space launch business, revenue is about the same. So the idea that this company is worth $2.2 trillion, probably going up. There's a real question about why? Where is this going? It's also interesting. We look at the whole idea of the space race. So there's a big argument right now of whoever owns space, right, will own the future, right? Getting colonies on the moon, and then maybe getting colonies on Mars or whatever else. One of the interesting things with this is something that gets overlooked is the reason that the United States stopped going to the moon many years ago, 40, 50 years ago at this point, is that we found out it just wasn't actually that valuable to go to the moon. It's true. I mean, you can read about this, right? Because that was the thing. It was like the space race between the United States and the USSR. And then we won. And then we stopped. Because the value was a propagandic victory, there actually hasn't been proven to be a hell of a lot of economic value with going to the moon, right? You can get hydrogen-3. I mean, yeah, it's a hard, expensive way to get hydrogen-3, but I guess you can. Like the idea, again, you're going to start mining stuff on the moon, you're going to start mining stuff on asteroids. Even if this stuff comes about, it is a long way off. SpaceX might get us there, but it doesn't necessarily mean the company, I don't know. The company is valued at $2.2 trillion. It's like the company isn't worth $2.2 trillion. But then you look and you're like, well, the market says it is worth $2.2 trillion. So where do we go from there? I don't know. We're gonna see. This is nuts. This is nutty. Do you think it's gonna pop? Do you think it's gonna pop and then it's gonna drop? Or do you think it's gonna pop? It's gonna keep going? Do you think SpaceX is gonna be a $4 trillion company? Do you think SpaceX is gonna become the most valuable company in the world? Be a $6 trillion company? Can it be a $6 trillion company off of, a revenue stream of less than OnlyFans? I don't know, inquiring minds. Because that's the whole thing. You look at the IPO prospectus. It's like, what? I don't even I don't even know what I'm looking like. What are we doing here? Who knows? So what do you think about this? What do you think about SpaceX being worth 2 point? Let's just make sure. Let's make sure before I close off. Let's see here. SpaceX stock, 2.23 trillion. It went. Oh, look, it went down. It went down. Market cap is now at only 2.22 trillion, $176 a share, up from $135 a share when it broke or when it came out early this morning. What do you think about this? What do you think about this for the world of technology? What do you think about this for AI? Like, how do you think this is going to move the ball forward? It is a curious thing, right? When they sell the equity, the idea to sell the equity and bring money in so that the company can invest and build more. What do you think the future looks like with SpaceX having $70 billion to build more? Where do you think we're going with that? I don't know. I find out. One way or another, we are going to find out. So if you like these episodes, what is it? If you like these episodes, you can get them on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. Link is down below. If you want to follow me on LinkedIn, there's a link down there too. And yet $2.22 trillion. It is like, what? It doesn't, oh my God. Do any of you have an exit? Do any of you have an exit of how to get out of here? Look, I've got stuff I can trade. If you have an exit, I have Marvel Masterworks comic book. Ooh, those are like 40 years old. They have to be worth a couple of pennies. I have a Rogue Trader down here. That's got to be worth some money. Robotech art books. Come on, what can I give you? I've got a very nice hand-carved chess set. If you can tell me the exit out of this particular timeline, I will give you everything in this basement if I get to go to a timeline that makes half an ounce of sense. Anyways, see y'all later.